This is our eighth our eighth Symphony in the Clouds. Tonight, I'm Rob Heath, and to those of you who already have made them, joining me tonight are three of Edmonton's premier songwriters. To my far left, Dana Wiley is known for her powerhouse vocal and sharp wit, whether she's belting a barn burner or leaning into a ballad. She blends blues, soul, country, and rock into songs that make every line count. Dana Wiley. To her immediate right is John Hyatt. He's a multi-instrumentalist known for his heartfelt, story-driven folk rock and his sharp sense of humor. Originally from Sault Ste. Marie, he's become a fixture on the Alberta live music circuit since moving to Edmonton in 2018. John Hewitt. And to my immediate left, Colleen Ray is an Edmonton girl known for her warm, heartfelt country pop sound and strong live performances. She's released multiple independent projects, including her song Where Did I Go, which was featured in the film Spin the Wheel. Colleen Brown. And I'm going to start this mess off with a song I just finished, so I'm going to try to make my way through this. Prince of Thieves on the dark night, Joe and Eddie patrol their backyards in costumes they found in a dumpster around Halloween. Vanquishing lawn gnomes and rescuing Mrs. Smith's cat. At 8 it was cute, but folks started to talk at 18. Went from charming to alarming. The dynamic duo of bad versus good. Who wouldn't want to be that if they could? Folks thought they'd outgrow this one day, knock on wood. But they were still Batman and Robin Hood. Now they pump gas at quick fill, cruising town in their beater one night. They heard a kid crying, cornered by two older guys. In the back capes and cowl, just in case they might need him someday. In a flash they were changed and jumped out the car, ready to fight. Looked like zeros, dressed as heroes. Joe slipped on gravel, then got up and squared. Eddie threw punches, but mostly hit air. Was not like the movies with them kicking butts, but the bad guys ran off thinking those two were nuts. Nobody told them, though it's understood, that don't play here like in Hollywood. So they didn't stop to decide if there should, 'cause neither would Batman and Robin Hood. Now a kid walking home caught it all on his phone, or no one ever would know. The next day the town's talking, that's what towns do. Half called them crazy and half called them fools. The kids said they saved me, they're heroes I swear. So what they were wearing, does anyone care? And what's wrong with being what you thought you could? Who gets to say what you shouldn't or should? Maybe they're childish, but maybe that's good. Or maybe they're Batman or Robin Hood.
Fantastic, Rob Heath. Well, how many of you thought you were coming to see Colin Ray? You did? I had that before. I'm Colleen Ray, and there is a country male artist named Colin Ray. So, no, you're in the right place. I'm just teasing. And once on this stage, you had a fellow by the name of Dwayne Steele. You guys know him, Alberta boy? Yes. Well, I had the pleasure of getting a chance to write a song with him and the producer that we both shared, Louis Sedmak. But it wasn't a typical write, because when I write, I like to be face-to-face. I like to have a pen and paper. This was all high-tech. It was, through the computer screen. And it was a little bit weird for me. So I went home for our first writing session with just melodies that we came up with that we all loved. I went home and I came back with a funeral song. Yeah, they laughed too. They're like, yeah, this is not what we had in mind. I'm like, well, I'd like to know what you guys think, but as long as it isn't like pickup trucks, tailgates, and like the typical drinking song. And of course, yeah, the first thing that Dwayne Steele said was, I got this hook, and I think it fits this melody perfect. It's called Drunk on Your Kiss. Yeah. Well, at first my heart kind of sunk, and I went, no, not another drinking song. But that wasn't the intention from either of the guys. And in fact, they were talking about how you get that woozy feeling when you're falling in love. And I went, wait a minute, I have this poem that I wrote called Love Drug, and took the lyrics and took the melody and start reworking it, and we got Drunk on Your Kiss. I'm gonna listen to my heart tonight. It's telling me everything's gonna be alright, and I'm in the mood for a good time. You can come a little closer now. The night is young, my guard is down. Take me out of this world into your arms. Drunk on the taste of your tender kisses. I might just fall, maybe even get addicted. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like this. I'm getting drunk on your kiss. My head spins when I drink you in. I'm in a place I've never been, and I don't ever want this buzz to end. Oh, baby, I'm getting drunk on the taste of your tender kisses. I might just fall, maybe even get addicted. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like this. I'm getting drunk on your kiss. I'm hanging by a thread, I'm almost on the edge. I'm way beyond tempted. Your love is like a drug, it's leaving me intoxicated. I'm getting drunk on the taste of your tender kisses. I might just fall, maybe even get addicted. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like this. I'm getting drunk on your, I'm getting drunk on the taste of your tender kisses. I might just fall, maybe even get addicted. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like this. I'm getting drunk on your, I'm getting drunk on the taste of your tender kisses. I might just fall, maybe even get addicted. Nobody's ever made me feel quite like this. I'm getting drunk on your kiss. Thank you. A little better than a funeral song, I think. Please give it up for John.
Well, you get Colin Ray. I sometimes get John Hyatt.
I can believe it. I can believe it. We should double bill sometime, right? It's the spelling.
Colin Ray and John Hyatt up here for you. Well, Rob inspired me to do a new song. I just started writing this one this past week. I was watching a documentary on Johnny Cash and his first wife, and it's not a pleasant documentary, I'll say that. And then I remembered that he did end up finding a long-lasting, loving relationship, and that's where this song sort of came from. This is called Songwriters in Love. they're going on together. And how long till it ends? And the words in your letter, they got me feeling blue. 'Cause I never meant to hurt you, darling. Hope you got that feeling too. Songwriters in love, from Nashville to LA, telling all their secrets. But how long will it take? And the words in your letter, they got me feeling blue. 'Cause I never meant to hurt you, darling. Hope you got that feeling too. And it's all about the love. It's all about the love. It's all about the love. And it's all about the love. All about the love. It's all about their love. Songwriters in love, but will they catch a break? To mystifying poets, oh, for heaven's sake. And the words in her letter have got him feeling blue. 'Cause he never meant to hurt you, darling. Hopes you got that feeling too. And it's all about the love. It's all about their love. It's all about their love. And it's all about the love. It's all about the love. It's all about their love. Songwriters in love.
Multi-talented John Hugh.
Now we'll pass things along to Miss Dana Wiley.
Thank you. That was a really sexy song. It was like, woo.
I never get told
What
that.
are
Thank
those
you.
songwriters in love doing? This is, I don't have any sexy songs, so I'm going to have to do a contrast with this.
Funeral song.
I want to hear that funeral song, actually. That sounds interesting to me. I'm just going to, because I don't really know what to start off with, I'm going to start off with a song of mine that's as good an introduction to me as anything. This is called How Much Muscle.
After my 38th birthday, I entered my body for the very first time.
against the sky. Oh, how much muscle it takes to fly. 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 A few weeks before my 36th birthday, I met love for the very first time. He was scared of me and I was scared of him, and we mistook each other's armor for spikes. And we danced so gingerly around each other, and we lashed out when the flesh got too close. Slowly we learned to let the softness be, to give it a place and honor its ghosts. Every day we dance a little closer, learning not to hide and not to shove. Oh, how much labor it takes to love. How much labor it takes to love. How much labor it takes to love. A few months before my 32nd birthday, I was beckoning to something vast. A force began to grow inside me, a new expression of an ancient past. And it was not about ambition, and it was not about the groom. And 6 years later, the whole thing has me wondering just who gave life to whom. So much larger than myself, much too large to run away. Oh, how much growing it takes to stay. How much growing it takes to stay. How much growing it takes to stay. And how much labor it takes to love. How much labor it takes to love. How much labor it takes to love. How much muscle it takes to fly. 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 How much muscle it takes to fly.
Rob Heath.
I'm gonna just go ahead. But the month and a half before my mom passed, this last November I went pretty much every day to feed her lunch. And at this point she didn't know who I was anymore, and I wrote this song imagining what she might be thinking being fed by this strange young man. You're wheeling me through a door. Think I've seen this place before. The tablecloth smells like bleach. The floor and walls are far too clean. I miss someone, but don't know who. Crossed my mind, it might be you. Your voice is music to my ears. If you're wondering, I'm still here. Who do you remind me of? Someone I used to love. You seem like such a decent man. I'm trying hard, I really am. I tell you how to do this part. If I remembered where to start. But don't give up on me, my dear. If you're wondering, I'm still here. I don't remember how I came, why I'm here. I can't explain. Did I do something wrong to wind up where I don't belong? Wish I could say I'm not afraid. I'm so tired of being brave. Please don't leave me here alone. I forgot my way back home. These memories I struggle for, I don't need them anymore. Because I sense the end is near. Has God forgotten I'm still here?
Thank you for that deep song, Rob. Wow. I'm looking out tonight and I see some familiar faces. You know, I've lived in Edmonton my entire life, but we don't always get to run into our friends like Todd's here, Brian Champagne, Anna Beaumont's here in the building, and lots of songwriters, and Colleen Brown, Kinsey Side. I see these familiar faces and it just feels like a reunion tonight. So to all the songwriters out there, I got to ask you a question. Where's one of the favorite places you like to write a song? Or some of the upcoming songwriters? What's one of your favorite locations? He's saying bathroom, I think, right? With all the faucets? You read my mind.
That's where Eddie Van Halen wrote Jump.
The acoustics in there are perfect. That's one of my favorites too, Todd. Todd Kuzu, everyone. Well, it happened to be one of my trips to Nashville, and I didn't know this songwriter whatsoever. So you do what you do, you start pouring out your heart, right? And you ping pong ideas back and forth. And I wanted him to know that even though I'm from Edmonton and I'm doing all this country stuff, I love Bob Seger, I love Bryan Adams, and I like to rock out sometimes. So, and more importantly, I like the Wild West. Hey, John?
Yes.
I like him already. He agrees with everything I say.
I'm married.
Yeah,
So-
me too.
Well, that's not what I meant, but
What was really cool is we walked into his garage, and I couldn't believe this musician, this performer, had a house and a garage. And I was right at home because he had these pianos and keyboards and organs, and I said, okay, we can write. This song called Quickest Heart in Town was born. Nobody moves, nobody gets hurt. Show me your hands, throw your guns in the dirt. I won't play this game with my eyes closed. Too much to lose and nothing to show. You fall out of love and you fall back in. You give up your heart just to take it back again. staring you down. And that's what it takes to be the quickest heart in town. There was a time when I wasn't so fast. Laid my heart on the line for a love that didn't last. Someone's broken promises left me with scars. So I'm gonna stop this before it ever starts. 'Cause you fall out of love and you fall back in. You give up your heart just to take it back again. So I'm keeping my distance while I'm staring you down. That's what it takes to be the quickest heart in town. While I'm staring you down. That's what it takes to be the quickest heart in town. Oh, that's why they call me the quickest heart in town. Yeah, that's why they call me the quickest heart in town. Quickest Heart in Town. Thank you very much. That's on my second CD. Over to you, Johnny.
My favorite place to write songs is in my car while I'm driving.
Yeah, me too, because that's the only time I have time to write songs.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm my own manager and agent, which means sometimes I have 12-hour drives between gigs. And it's a long time. The longest drive I've ever done where we actually had to be somewhere to play was from Trail, BC, all the way up to Mackenzie, BC. And I think it was a 16-hour drive or something like that. And you got a lot of time to rethink all of your life decisions. And I was talking to one of my bandmates about how his parents got divorced at a fairly young age, but after they had had children, and I think it was his father ended up with like a secretary or something, classic, and then, but they're all friends now, all three of them, and they have they're in their 80s and they have Thanksgiving together and stuff. So, sometimes it's okay, I guess. But, anyways, that's where this song came from. This is called Paradise. Oh, my darling, and hear what you said. Are you looking forward to seeing me again? Now I must admit, it's getting harder to pretend the weight of the world's not on my shoulders. Two lovers gone blind. You know it happens all the time. It's getting hard to tell if you're my heaven or hell, but it feels like paradise. Hey, my darling, are you waiting up by the phone? Just in case I'm getting lonesome on the road. And it's okay if you can't leave the porch light on. I'll find my way by the light of you. Two lovers gone blind. You know it happens all the time. It's getting hard to tell if you're my heaven or hell, but it feels like paradise. Is it real that you make me feel so good again? Is it real that you make me feel so young again? Is it real that you make me feel so in love again? I believe it to be so, and my darling, yes, I heard what you said. I just can't wait to see you again and again and again. And I must admit it's getting harder to pretend the weight of the world's not on my shoulders. Good loving gone bad, bound to drive this boy mad. It's getting hard to know if I should stay or let go, or lose all I've ever had. La-dee-da-dee-dum-dee-dum.
I didn't think at all beforehand about what songs I was going to play tonight, but I think right now I'm thinking, like, to contrast. It was so great that the two of you did like brand new songs.
You're thinking a funeral song?
Well, I wish I had a funeral song. I'm trying to think. I feel like none of my songs would be appropriate at either weddings or funerals, really. But because you guys both did new songs, I can't match that for bravery. But I can maybe come close and also provide a contrast by doing a super old song of mine, so old that I haven't played it in an extremely long time, and we're about to find out if I remember how it goes. Yeah, I wrote this in my 20s a long time ago, and maybe one of the reasons it popped into my mind is because I do remember I lived in England at the time, and I remember being in the bathtub at that house I was living in England, mulling over the lyrics of this song. So speaking of bathroom writing, the bathtub is a great place for inspiration, you know. So maybe that's another reason why this popped into my head. But at the time, I was maybe 27, and I was living in England. My sister was living in Toronto, really far away, and I sort of was aware that she was just having a hard time, the kind of hard time you have in your early, mid-20s, just like trying to figure stuff out and dealing with friend stuff. So the song started in my just wanting to kind of reach out to her with, you know, some kind of thoughts, you know, and advice based on the stuff that I was learning too. And it was kind of my first grappling with something that I've really come to believe quite strongly, which is that, you know, our expectations are the cause of so much of our suffering, like our arguments with reality, you know what I mean? So this song's called If You Need To, but the gist of it is let go, you know, just let go. Let go, let go, let still gives you everything you need. And ambition is the most powerful machine on the market today. It can bust through any obstacle and it can break any rule, but it can't bring anything together. No, it's designed to get things out of its way. So let go, let go, let go. Let go of everything you thought about how it was supposed to go. Let go, and if you need to, hold on to me. Lay down and take a rest. Rest assured in knowing that you always did your best. You could say goodbye to everything for which you ever cared, and all the stuff that matters will still be there. And ambition is the most powerful drug. And money can't buy. 'Cause it'll take you just as high and far as talent or life or heart, but it'll never, no, it'll never satisfy. So let go, let go, let go. Let go of all the silly people who you were gonna show. Let go of all the you always and you never, and I told you so. Let go, and if you need to, hold on to me. Thank you. I remembered it. Woo! What a relief. All right, now Heath.
We're going to do one more round, and then we're going to take care of our technical difficulties during the break. Please enjoy the food we laid out. And I remind you, we are set up for donations still, so if you haven't made a contribution yet, Sharon will be out. When I was 5, my mom let me hold a penny arcade in my backyard, which, if you know me at all, appealed to my innate capitalist. At the end of the day, I was counting all the money I had made, which amounted to about $5, and which to me then was a fortune. And as I was dreaming of all the ways I would spend it, she said, "Now we're going to donate this to charity." Of course, I was horrified, but that, what choice did I have, right? Altruism was not something that came naturally to me, but if it weren't for her, I probably wouldn't be here tonight, so this is for her. It's your love for me that is here to lift me off my knees as I take my first steps carefully and hobble across the floor but it's hard to stand. And when I think I no longer can, you are waiting there with steady hands. I know I'm safe in yours. Love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms. Love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms. When the sun goes down, there are shadows lurking in the house. They are closing in with every sound to haunt me in this room. Though I want to run, 'cause the war inside has just begun. I know that's where every battle's won. If I can think of you, love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms. Love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms. Oh, these legs are old, yet the years they take a heavy toll. And with all the weight a heart can hold, I'm on my knees again. But I feel the light as the door begins to open wide. You are waiting on the other side to help me find my way. Love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms. Love will deliver me to an angel's arms, to an angel's arms.
Moms are the best. Oh my gosh, Rob, thank you for that song. As I mentioned, there is a lot of songwriters in the crowd. One in particular has the same name as me, Colleen Brown, Kinseyside. How many Colleens in this songwriting world right here in Alberta, right? What a fortunate thing when she called me and said, I would like your voice on this beautiful song. And the song is called Let Me Ride. And it found its place in a beautiful film, a documentary. And it's a relationship of the mother and the daughter based on a true story of the struggles that the daughter found. And even the mother in this story could relate to, since I work with special needs kiddos, and just hearing the story and hearing the song. I told Colleen if I couldn't sing it, if I didn't feel it, I would pass it on. I could name 3 other singers right away that I thought could nail this. But when I fell in love with that song, I said, no, this is mine. So I'm borrowing it tonight so that you could all hear Colleen's song. I'm really proud of it, and I'm really excited for you guys to see it. It's in the film called My Life Between the Rains.
Everybody looked at me with nothing but doubt. You saw a spirit that just needed out. You could have sat on the fence, but you called on your faith, and with a mama's good sense, you opened the gate and you let me run. there to lead me. I felt like the whole world was mine. The moment that you let me ride, the stirrups, the saddle made me feel right at home. The day came when I asked to try on my own. You could have sat on the fence, but you called on your faith, and with a mama's good sense, you passed me the reins, and you let me run. I found my stride, four strong legs beneath me, and you there believing. Felt like the whole world was mine. The moment that you let me ride. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Watch me ride in perfect stride. Four strong legs beneath me, a crowd of believers. I know the whole world is mine, all because you let me ride, all because you let me ride.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, John.
Well, I think Dana inspired me to tell a story, because you played an old song. And so I've got an old song. I'll try and make this story quick. It involves a lot of nasty characters. And I'm originally from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and that's where I was born and raised. And one of the places I learned to, I guess, sort of hone my chops was a place called Reggie's. And it was the kind of place where, you know, if you had a conscience, you wouldn't step foot in there. And, you know, the carpet was red, and I don't think that's the way it came. And there was a little cage that you play. I mean, the stage that we played on was less than half the size of this stage. It might have been one of these sections here. You had to fit drums and all the guitar players and the bass players, and we were a trio, so we saved on a little bit of real estate. And when you'd get paid, you'd go out in the kitchen, and Max was about 900 years old, and Max would sign the back of a cigarette, whatever I used to smoke, what's it called? Pack, that's it. And you would sign, and we made like $50 a night each. It was just brutal. And so we ended up doing that for a good couple of years. You play 6 nights in a row, and which there's not many. I don't know if there's any place like that. The last one that I think I heard of was Blues on White, that a couple years ago was doing that. Now they don't have a carpet, so I don't know if they have evidence of what's going on in that place over the last 40-some years. But
They got rid of it, I think. They did have a carpet, yeah.
Well, this place, like Reggie's, he looked like Mr. T. He had gold chains, and he was a hard ass. And I learned to be afraid of club owners because of Reggie. And anyways, this song that I wrote when I was 16, I decided I would shelve it for a long time. And when I moved out to Alberta, I wanted to get back into my own music again. And so I released a record called American Hotel. And it came out in March of 2020, which was a terrible time to release a record. And so I was unknown, and now I had the whole world shutting down, figuring I'll just die here in Edmonton, unknown by everyone. And sure enough, a few years later, I get back into it. And this past Thursday, we were at Blues on White, and there's a thing called Band Mania that was going on. It's a sort of a battle of the bands, and our last song of the evening was this song I wrote when I was 16, and it was pretty cool, because about 30 minutes later, we won $11,000.
Cha-ching!
And just like Max, the bartender, I went back behind the bar, signed a cigarette pack, and walked out with $11,000 in 20s in my coat pocket. And that was a pretty cool feeling. So
That sounds dodgy,
it was pretty dodgy, but
but also awesome.
awesome.
And now you have enough money to go replace that carpet.
That's right. I'll go back to Reggie. Well, Reggie's kind of burned down.
Kind of burned down.
It's kind of still there, but I think they were trying to get insurance money for it. But anyways, I wrote this when I was 16, and the 16-year-old version of me would have been pretty flabbergasted by what happened this past Thursday night. I don't know who's wrong or right, or who could ever find the truth. I'll give my eye for yours, babe. I'll give my tooth for your tooth, so let them all shine on forever. Let them all shine on forever. And baby, don't you let go now. Whoa, whoa, baby, don't you let go now. Whoa, whoa. Ain't it a shame to feel so small? Yeah, it's a shame to feel so down. And I will bury you in the jailhouse, babe. And I'll steal your thorny crown, so let them all shine on forever. Let them all shine on forever. Baby, don't you let go now. He who's the fool is surely living. He who receives is surely given. He who's running never stops. He who's poor knows what he's got, so let him all shine on forever. Let him all shine on forever. Let them all shine on forever. Let them all shine on forever. And baby, don't you let go now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna finish this set off, right? I'm gonna play piano. Oh no! I can't play piano right said, just to ask if I had any particular special requests with regards to tech and stuff like that. I said, oh no, I'm just gonna bring my guitar and I've got a little preamp and he said, well, are you gonna play any piano? And I said, well, no, I don't. I don't want to bring my keyboard. It's like I play and sing in a band called Secondhand Dream Car, and oh, thank you. And I lugged my keyboard around for that gig. And I said, for something like this, it's like I can play my guitar. So I just won't play any piano songs.
We'll have it. We'll try to have it ready for the next set.
And so when you said to me yesterday, he said, well, I've got this Yamaha here, and we're gonna have it mic'd up. And I was like, you're a Yamaha mic? Are you talking about like a real piano? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, in that case, like, I'm for sure gonna. But in the second set, I'm gonna play it. So let's see, what should I do then? Let's okay, I know. Oh, actually, yeah, okay. I just changed my mind, but anyway, you didn't have to know that. I'm actually going to play a song that I didn't write. I play a lot of stuff that I don't write, actually, because I lived in England for a long time, and I was really into traditional folk music, so I used to play a lot of that kind of stuff. And I also pretty regularly do a gig where I sing the songs of Edith Piaf, the great French chanson singer. So that's really close to my heart. I've been doing that. I got a whole story with that too. I'll spare you that story now, but if you want to hear it in the break, I can tell you. But for reasons related to that story, the music of Piaf's been with me since I was 18 years old, which was a long time ago. And it's still with me. She still feels like she's part of me. So I'm gonna do one of her songs. You'll definitely know this song. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà la portrait sans retouche d'un homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est d'entre dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, l'assuré pour la vie. Dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. C'est toi pour moi, moi pour toi, non. see you after the break.
Marvelous, marvelous.
We'll be back in 20 minutes. Hope everybody had something to eat. And, we're going to get going here again. By the time I was 17, I think my folks had enough cops to wish that birth control was retroactive. But they didn't give up on me, and instead my mom bought me this old K guitar from the guy down the street for $25 and changed things. He was a kid who had tried all the wrong ways to fly, with a future in windows with bars. She was close to the edge the day that she said, "Son, I bought you this old used guitar, with a body of white spruce and rosewood, strung together by 6 wires of steel. To the untrained eye, it will never fly, no cockpit, propeller, or wheels. But in the right hands, it's really a vessel, take you higher than you've ever dreamed, to soar up and down at the speed of sound on the wings of a finely tuned flying machine." She overheard him one day as he secretly made the first solo he ever tried, and each halting note brought a lump to her throat as he practiced this new form of flight. She knew every journey from darkness had to start with a shot for the sky. With guitar on his knee, she prayed he'd find the key to break free of his turbulent life. 'Cause in the right hands, it's really a vessel, take you higher than you've ever dreamed, to soar up and down at the speed of sound on the wings of a finely tuned flying machine. And now I'm standing right here before you tonight, and I've got you to thank that I made out all right, and you're watching me as I'm playing this, but just you and I know what it is. In the right hands, it's really a vessel, take you higher than you've ever dreamed, to soar up and down at the speed of sound on the wings of a finely tuned flying machine.
You still have that K guitar?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love the story to that song. Hearing lots of stories to songs today. The original song here called "Where Did I Go" came from a really sad place. I ended up writing it about the loss of my dad, and I didn't think it would ever have a place in a movie, but a friend of mine ended up connecting me with a really cool company called Brimstone Pictures, and they were looking for music, so I gave them all 3 CDs. But in my heart, I had this song, "Where Did I Go?" in mind. And after they had a listen and a meeting, and they showed me the intro, I thought, yeah, this is going to be perfect. And we had our meeting, and they told me this was going to be the song in their film. And all of a sudden, it gave it new hope. And when I was first writing this song, it was way too hard to sing and way too hard to even write it. So it took me quite a while to open up to another writer, Sean Christensen, and to write this song. And I'm so glad it's on my third CD, and you get to hear it tonight. It's called Where Did I Go?
I didn't want to hear the news today. It's all bad anyway, and just turned it off. Ooh, the crash out on the interstate. I just looked away. I didn't want to know. Oh, what's wrong with me? Am I that jaded? Where's the love? Where's the hope? Did I lose it somewhere between what I see and what I know? Life is passing me by. I'm needing some time to go searching through my soul, looking down deep inside. I'm just trying to find, where did I go? I used to see the glass half full. I was a fool, now it's just empty. Ooh, and even on the day we laid you in the ground, I swore up and down that it wouldn't change me. But it changed me, and I'm so jaded. Where am I? Where's the faith? Where's the love? Where's the hope? Did I lose it somewhere between what I see and what I know? Life is passing me by. I needed some time to go searching through my soul, looking down deep inside. I'm just trying to find, where did I go? Right now I'm a little bit lost and out of reach. It'll be okay when I finally get back to me. Here I am, here's the faith, here's the love, here's the hope. I found it somewhere between what I see and what I know. Life was passing me by. I needed some time to go searching through my soul, looking down and then I will find, yeah, I'm going deep, deep inside, and I will find, where did I go? Where did I go? Where did I go?
Thank you very much. There's a music video for Where Did I Go? You can watch it on the YouTube channel that Brimstone Pictures added clips of their movie, Spin the Wheel, in there, and the song. And it's actually shot right here in Edmonton on Neon Row. And wouldn't this be a cool music video kind of area, don't you think?
I think we could do a David Lynch kind of thing up here.
You do videos. I want to be in one of your next
I want to be in my
SCTV.
videos too.
I don't want to be in my videos. I don't want to be in anybody's
You
video.
can be in my video if you want, and I'll be in yours.
Well, I don't know. You might have to. I don't like being photographed, so you might have to pay me lots of money.
Don't tell Dana that they're filming the whole thing tonight.
As long as I don't know, it's fine, or I can forget.
Well, I mentioned earlier I was from Sault Ste. Marie, and there's a great record store about a 5-minute walk from my house. I lived on the outside of town, and one side was farmland, the other side was a field. So anybody in their teenage years was drunk in one of those two places. But I was at the record store, and I went there one day with my dad, and I saw this. It was a double CD set, and there was this big curly-haired man on it. It was black and blue, and I looked at it, and I thought, that looks so cool. I want to be a curly-haired freak like that guy. And my dad said, that's Bob Dylan, you're not going to like that. And as any good adolescent does, he avoids any advice from his father. And I bought that album. It was Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, so it was a double album set. It had a lot more tunes, and that was my introduction to Bob Dylan. And I would, I've heard that you should never try and fish either upstream or downstream from Bob Dylan when it comes to songwriting, but this song was heavily inspired by Mr. Dylan, so this is called Why Won't You Come See Me, Emma Rose. It's 10 minutes to midnight. She's in the alley with a broken nose, and the sidewalk parts like the Red Sea as she crawls searching for sacred scrolls. Next walks in the professor, saying I've got a confession to make. Casanova scoffs at the transistor radio, wondered when's he gonna get his big break. And the home crowd screams as the slamming of the screen door makes her feel so alone. Why won't you come see me? 'Cause you know I'm so alone. Why won't you come see me, Emma Rose? You're my lover in the dead of the night. You're my beacon of the open road. She met a man from Paris. He said, you know it's pronounced Patty. She said, you look just like an old nightmare. He said, you feel just like a brand new dream. Now they're drinking expired gin and tonic in their mansion made of bones on the hill. And you know you gotta take it slow now, honey, 'cause that rot gut's gonna get you killed. The home crowd screams as the slamming of the screen door makes her feel so alone. Why won't you come see me? 'Cause you know I'm so alone. Why won't you come see me, Emma Rose? You're my lover in the dead of the night. You're my beacon of the open road. Well, she cried to the world, come and get me, 'cause I'm as honky-tonk as you can get, with my cowboy boots and leather tassels, and a hip shake even the Pope won't forget. But the narrator's taking his shoes off, and from him she bums a cigarette. And there's things that you want in this life so bad, but you just can't have them yet. The home crowd screams as the slamming of the screen door makes her feel so alone. So why won't you come see me? 'Cause you know I'm so alone. Why won't you come see me, Emma Rose? You're my lover in the dead of the night. You're my beacon of the open road. Just then they tied up Apollo and they forced him in a limousine as the hurricane swept through the back streets of Harlem as they dined on French cuisine. She said it was only a phase she was going through. You know, sometimes in life that's how it goes. You know, some people just can't be bothered anymore to get the blood stains out of their clothes. And the home crowd screams as the slamming of the screen door makes her feel so alone. So why won't you come see me? 'Cause you know I'm so alone. Why won't you come see me? Emma Rose, you're my lover in the dead of the night. You're my beacon of the open road. And since this was inspired by Dylan, there's another 13 verses, so hang tight. Oh no, there's just one more. Somewhere she fell out of harmony. Now she's got blisters on her hands and her feet. And she used to pray to the Lord above, but now she just kisses his feet. And Apollo, he must have overheard her, 'cause he sent down a book of poems. And he laid it down by her naked body and wrote the epitaph for her tombstone. It said the home crowd screamed as the slamming of the screen door made her feel so alone. Why won't you come see me? 'Cause you know I'm so alone. Why won't you come see me? Emma Rose, you're my lover in the dead of the night. You're my beacon of the open road. Thank you.
Okay, well, this is working out great because the song that I'm going to do next I was going to do anyway because someone requested it, and thanks for doing that. But it segs really nicely because this one references another great writer, Leonard Cohen. And when I wrote this song, I was not, I have to admit, a huge Leonard Cohen fan and not an aficionado of his music. Like, I didn't know all of his songs or anything like that, like not even close, although I appreciated what I had heard. But I was in a time in my life where I felt like somehow, miraculously, and for no particular reason, I felt like I was at peace with the irreconcilable mess that is life and everything. And that made me want to say hallelujah, you know? It really did. I thought, that's what this word is for. Hallelujah. But because of the ubiquitousness of his song, and maybe because I'm Jewish and Canadian, I felt like I needed to address my hallelujah to Leonard Cohen. And so I wrote this song. But like I told you, he is that pick causing this tuning problem? Or is your key dropped? So there are actually, because I was not that well versed in his music, there are a couple of references in this song that directly reference his lyrics and I didn't even realize that they were his lyrics. I don't know how you explain that. I know you look so confused right now. Yeah, but so okay, I'll just take a moment and tell you the story. I reference the Tower of Song in this song, which I do know is one of his songs, but I didn't know the song well. And there's a line in the song where I reference the line in his song where he talks about Hank Williams being 100 floors above him. And I didn't know that line. I'll just tell you that I did not know that line was in the song when I wrote this song, and now I'm just going to play it for you. After I start my tuning out. Cured me of my madness. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. Now I'm a doer of my joy and a knower of my sadness. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. And if a mad negotiation is bound to go wrong, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. There is a grand negotiation that's been rolling all along. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. And everybody else got wise and got the hell out of town. And I'm still lying in the bed where all the shit went down. What's it to you, Leonard Cohen? What's it to you? And I've been busting myths till nothing more than scattered fact remains. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. And it doesn't make me happy, but I think it keeps me sane. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. And if a myth is just a story and a story is a song, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. I suppose it is the truth, I've been a believer all along. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. And everybody else got wise and got the hell out of town. And I'm still sleeping in the bed where all the shit went down. What's it to you, Leonard Cohen? What's it to you? Did get wise and I got myself out of town. The same negotiation was a going down. It was not new, Leonard Cohen, it was not new. I've been renting out the basement in the Tower of Song. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. 100 floors above me, I hear you singing along. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Fell in love with a madman and he cured me of my madness. Back to Rob Heath.
I love your voice.
Oh, thanks, Rob. I love your songs. And your voice. Like, I'm not, like both, but like your songs are just beautiful, you know?
Well, I wrote this next song with Dowdy Moore, who wrote An Inconvenient Christmas for the Oak Ridge Boys and Go Cat Go for Carl Perkins. She's been around a while. And this is the last song I sing about my mom, so I'm sorry. I just want to. I've just been thinking about her a lot lately because I had a dream about her the other night. So, and while I was visiting her at the old folks' home, I was reminded there are a lot of people out there who've, there's no one left to visit them. So we wrote this about somebody like that. Up at dawn to curl her hair, she slips her best dress on. She goes to her rocking chair, declares today he'll come. I know her son lives near the home. Down the road a mile, she says that he won't be long, but they say it's been a while. She is out there somewhere in a world of wishes and dreams, where there are things we can never know until we are ready to see. I try to help her to her room near the end of the day. She smiles, no, I'm going home. He's just running late, so I leave her waiting there to watch each passing car. Although I know the truth, how can I break her heart? She is out there somewhere in a world of wishes and dreams, where there are things we can never know until we are ready to see. When I come back, I find her still. You see, she was right all along. The one she deceived, the one she was really waiting for, finally did take her home. Now they're out there somewhere in a world of wishes and dreams, where there are things we can never know until we are ready to see.
Rob Heath. Mama's proud. You know that. Moms are proud. Some of you know that I'm a mom, and when I wrote this song, I was inspired by my oldest son, Jack. I was pregnant with Tommy. They were born just about a year apart. Wow. It was a busy time. Yeah, I was kind of feeling like that weight on my shoulders was getting heavier and heavier. And that day, I was rocking Jack in the chair, and he was going, ooh, 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 ooh. I could hear this train sound, and it inspired me to write the song. And it was never finished. And I was in a session with Derek Stremmel locally here, another great songwriter up the road. And I said, Derek, I want to finish this song. This is me as a train, okay? This is the mama carrying this load. And it's all inspired from my kiddos. So thanks to Jack.
If I was a train, if I was a train, I'd be hard as steel. You wouldn't see me cry. With all of my will, I keep pushing these wheels and keep carrying this load down the line. If I was a train, I'd never look back. I keep my eyes glued to the track with all of the
are great listeners. We appreciate you here.
Well, I think I'm going to try another new song here. This is a segue song. I wanted to have this song ready for next Friday because I'm playing at the Carrot with my trio, and I'm inviting you there.
Nice.
But I started writing this song about a week ago. I brought up a very, very good friend of mine named Abigail Oakley from Nashville. This is her second tour coming up through Alberta, and we had several sold-out shows, and it was a real good time. And she's good friends with Jed and Valentine, and they've collaborated on some songs, and you know, we had a good time when she was up here. And then, as is always the case when you have friends or you're on the road or you get to play a festival or something, everybody ends up having to wake up fuzzy-brained and say, see you later until next time. So that's what this song was sort of about, just saying goodbye to people that you've had a good time with. It's so hard to mean what you say. So hard to say what you mean. Write it all down, every letter you send. But all good things have come to an end. Secrets are best kept alone. Fire won't burn down your home. This life that we live is so hard to pretend. But all good things have come to an end. I don't want to know how the story goes or how it ends. I don't want to know how the story goes or how it ends. Tired and weary from the road, I can't tell what's eating at my soul. It's hard to get by with the letters you send, 'cause all good things have come to an end. I don't wanna know how the story goes or how it ends. I don't wanna know how the story goes or how it ends. 'Cause I'm tired and weary from the road. I can't tell what's eating at my soul. It's hard to get by, it's harder to pretend. But all good things have come to an end. All good things have come to an end. All good things have come to an end.
So my good friend Laurel E. McClure is here tonight, and it's so good to see you. And she requested that I do this song, so I'm going to do it. And, you know, with pleasure, because, you know, we've shared a lot of songs. We've sung a lot of songs together. We have relationships with one another's songs, you know, so I will never not grant a request of yours that is song-related. So this is called, where's my pick? This is called Nothing Left to Do. Wrote it when I was really sad and didn't know how not to be sad anymore. When I'm too tired to keep feeling afraid, tired enough to rest in this bed that I've made, when I can no longer stand the labor of holding myself down, there'll be nothing left to do but fly. When I can no longer keep up this pace, spreading bits of my body all over the place, when I can stand still long enough to let my weight settle into the ground, there'll be nothing left to do but fly. I grow tired of the boom and bust, those that I can't shake and the highs that I can't trust, then the open sky will find itself inside my deepest, darkest gut. There'll be nothing left to do but fly. The threshold is all, and all we've got is the in-between, 'cause we were made in between, and we remain in between, that's all, that's all. I'm too tired to keep feeling afraid, tired enough to rest in this bed that I've made, when I can no longer stand the labor of holding myself down, there'll be nothing left to do but fly. There'll be nothing left to do but fly. There'll be nothing left to do but fly. There'll be nothing left to do. Thank you very much. And one more time, Rob Heath.
What a beautiful song. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank Sharon for organizing attendance for this event and handling the food, donations, and many details that went into presenting this fundraiser. Rebecca Traust for coming out and telling us all about the mustard seed. Cam, my good friend Cam, for a wonderful job taking care of sound, cameras, and lighting. Of course, Dana, John, and Colleen for donating their considerable talents to this event. And last but not least, you all for supporting wood music in Edmonton and to a worthwhile cause. This is going to be our last round. Just so you know, I do sing the happy song. This was a close call, actually. I got a call from Rob Chiarelli, who's a Grammy Award-winning producer in LA, and he wanted to do that. He wanted to cut this song on a young girl that he was producing. And he asked me a question. He said, has this song ever been on radio before? And you know, that's one of those moments where you know the right answer, and then you also know the honest answer. And I had to say no. It has been on radio, and that was it. It didn't get cut. I wrote this with Carrie Day and Marty Polina. Hey, wasn't that my exit? The one that I just passed. Maybe my brakes are busted, but my foot's still on the gas. Think I'll go MIA, but just get away. Gotta get lost to find myself sometimes. Who knows where I'm going or when I will arrive. Just gonna drive, just gonna drive. Or maybe it's just the coffee. Blame it on the radio. It could be the blue skies got me laying rubber on this road. Think I'll go MIA, but just get away. Gotta get lost to find myself sometimes. Who knows where I'm going or when I will arrive. Just gonna drive, just gonna drive. Today I plan to make a plan to leave my plans behind. I think I'll go MIA, then just get away. Gotta get lost to find myself sometimes. Who knows where I'm going or when I will arrive. Just gonna drive, just gonna drive. Hey, I got lots of time and no place in mind other than find a way to seize the day. Might as well try living as long as I'm alive. Just gonna drive, just gonna drive.
Well, I can say I've had your songs on radio. I've recorded your songs. And in fact, one of the first singles that I ever released to radio was one that Rob Heath wrote. called Looking for Love. I always had people saying, looking for love and all. No, it wasn't that song. It was a different Looking for Love. If you have that CD in your collection or you want it, it's actually sold out. So we have to like download it instead. But there's other CDs for sale. I know you brought CDs for sale too. And I am giving away some free autograph little photos as a keepsake tonight too. So make sure you say hello before you leave. And I did get asked on the break, so how does this happen exactly? Like, how do you just marvelously start writing with people? Or I had mentioned going down to Nashville and getting a chance to write, or write here with Rob and some other friends. And a lot of that is just a matter of asking, believe it or not. One of the writers, Byron Hill, happened to be at a music convention that we had right here in Edmonton and got his business card, ended up recording one of his songs on my first CD. And he said, you know, if you're ever in my neck of the woods, in my neighborhood, call me up and we'll write. It sounds easy peasy, but it's more about taking the nerve to actually do it. So I did pick up the phone, and I had this plan to write 7 songs in 7 days while I was in Nashville. And when I went to his place, I have to admit, the walls, all 4 of them, had all these records from the ceiling to the floor. And I mean records, like gold records that he wrote for George Jones and Reba McEntire and Garth Brooks. Yes, Garth Brooks. He's like, don't worry, we'll just write our own little hit. So I brought my little book with me of all these little hooks and ideas, and I was telling him, I see a lot of people that don't live by the vows that they sent, you know, like for rich or for poor. And he's like, poor, and I had this accent, and he, poor or poorer? No, I said P-O-O-R. So once we got past the translation of Canadian and U.S., we started to talk about this song, and it poured out really fast, and we started with the chorus, and that was something I hadn't usually done. I usually wrote verse and chorus, had a different style, and this was a really beautiful time too. I got a chance to put this on my second CD and hear it on radio, and it's called For Rich or For Poor.
For rich or for poor, that's how they started, but now they want more. Love's not the same as it was once before. When they walk through love's door, promising the Lord, for rich or for poor. Used to be a simple kiss, or holding hands every night, was all they needed to feel they were wealthy, and everything was alright. For rich or for poor, that's how they started, but now they want more. Love's not the same as it was once before. When they walk through love's door, promising the Lord, for rich or for poor. See that house on the hill, and that 4-car garage, big swimming pool in the backyard. Looks like they've got it all. For rich or for poor, that's how they started, but now they want more. Love's not the same as it was once before. When they walk through love's door, promising the Lord, for rich or for poor, promising the Lord, for rich or for poor.
Thank you so much for listening.
I think I'm going to send you home with a love song. I don't know if I did. In the first set, I did sort of a love lost song. So I'll do a love song here. And if you do ever want to get back into a bar where people are talking and drinking and stuff, Reggie's in Sault Ste. Marie. Even if it's still closed up and half burned and someone's trying to get the insurance money, it will be a good time. I promise you. Well, thank you, Rob, for having me here and all of us and putting this together. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you all for coming and doing this. That's
Well, I mean, we didn't know that you were going to let us have the place. That's really nice of you.
I brought a suitcase, remember? Okay, I did. True story. Yeah.
That's right. Well, I'm going to do this song. It's we re-recorded it for a record that we released last year. We were quite busy last year. I've got sort of 5 guys in my band, and we do a couple different projects. We got a Gordon Lightfoot tribute, and we did a show called The Life and Times of Jim Croce, and took that across the prairies. And we said, well, we've got to have something with us while we're on the road, even though we're doing someone else's music. I mean, we couldn't sell Jim Croce records. That would be illegal. So we put together a compilation album called Chaos and Conversation. And it's a 2-album set, 30 songs. And side 1 is the Chaos, which is the rock and roll side. The Tom Petty meets the Beatles, I call it. And then the other side of my songwriting inspiration is the Conversation, which is sort of like Crosby, Stills and Nash, Bob Dylan, all that old stuff. And this is one of the songs that we re-recorded. And I'll send it out to you fine folks. Oh, I meant to say one more thing. You had mentioned about the accent and not being able to understand people from Tennessee. I was doing a gig in Colorado, and the guy I was sharing the gig with, he looked at me and he said, "You speak real good English for a Canadian." Oh. That's still to this day my favorite line that anybody said about me. Anyways, this is called The Greatest Line. It's a little love song, and thanks for listening. Well, if only I could tell her what she means to me. If only I could tell her what she means to me. If we could change the world, one sweet melody at a time. If the world was just a song, she would be the greatest line. Heard a folk song on the radio, brought me back to 68. Making love to napalm in Vietnam, just a few years out from Watergate. We shall overcome, one sweet melody at a time. If the world was just a song, she would be the greatest line. And I know that it's not easy. Think about all the things that you missed out on. And I know that it's not easy. Think about all the things that I cast doubt on. If we could change the world with every little thing that we've done, if the world was just a sitcom, she would be my favorite rerun. only I could tell her what she means to me. If only I could tell her what she means to me. If we could change the world with one sweet melody at a time. If the world was just a song, she would be the greatest line. Yeah, if the world was just a song, she would be the greatest line. Thank you very much.
Am I cool to play the piano? Okay, sweet. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So, after a beautiful love song, maybe we'll leave you with a song about love. Oh, just before I finish, I feel like there's a couple things I want to plug for, I think for good reason. My band Secondhand Dream Car is playing a show at the Windspear on April 19th. It's called Sounds of YEG, and we're on a bill with Brianna Lizotte and the Denim Daddies. And so if you want to hear what I sound like with a 9-piece band behind me instead of an acoustic guitar in front of me, then, come check that out. And also, on April 12th, which is a Sunday, I'm going to be doing a show of the Piaf stuff, the Edith Piaf stuff. That's a fundraiser so my friend Marianne basically single-handedly has been bringing Syrian refugees to Edmonton for the past 10 years or so. And so she's having a fundraiser for that, and that's what that show is. So if you want to find out about how to get tickets for that one, that's that on my website. You can go to my website, and yeah, that's obviously a really good cause. So there you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my band was nominated for a Juno Award, so I'll be going there in a couple weeks. Yeah, it'll be exciting. I got a couple new dresses, that'll be... Well, so let's see. Yeah, that'll be an adventure for sure. And actually, so the song I'm going to finish off with tonight is called Get Ready. It's a song I wrote for my band, Secondhand Dream Car, and this is going to be the title track on our next record, which is going to come out in the fall. So here it is. And thanks so much again, Rob, for having us. What a beautiful place this is. What a beautiful time. All right, here we go. If you've got a mind that can hold contradiction, that's learned to unwind dedication from addiction. Oh, baby, get ready, 'cause you're ready for love. If you live in a body that provides its own heating, home to a heart that is honestly beating. Oh, baby, get ready, 'cause you're ready for love. Baby, get ready. You got to prepare for something that's real. Oh, baby, get ready. You're not gonna feel how you think you wanna feel. You'll squirm and you'll hiss, you'll resist. You'll try to talk yourself out of the deal. But if you learn how to stand
You get used to an even keel. If you can survive your heart being shattered, and on the other side, see how little it mattered. Oh, baby, get ready. You're ready for love. Oh, baby, get ready. You got to prepare for something this real. Oh, baby, get ready. You're not gonna feel how you think you wanna feel. You'll squirm and you'll hiss. You'll resist. You'll try to talk yourself out of the deal.